Have you ever heard that something as simple as a clove, yes, that tiny spice you might toss into your tea or stew, could quietly be working wonders for a man's performance even after 60? Most men don't give cloves a second thought. They sit in the spice rack, dry and forgotten. But as it turns out, those two little pieces of nature hold a secret that could change how your body feels, responds, and even performs behind closed doors. A few years ago, a patient of mine, we'll call him Richard, came into my office looking embarrassed. He was 68, a retired teacher, sharp as a tack, but lately, he said, he felt like his engine just wouldn't start. He laughed nervously when he said it, but I could see the frustration in his eyes. "Doc," he told me, "I've tried all the pills, but they give me headaches. I just want to feel like myself again." That's when I, Dr. Nolan Easton, stepped in. For over 30 years, I've specialized in men's health, not just the big stuff like heart or prostate issues, but also the quiet, personal concerns that men rarely talk about. And I've seen one thing over and over again. Nature still has powerful answers when we learn to listen. So I told Richard something that made him raise an eyebrow. Start with 2 cloves a day. He chuckled, thinking I was joking, but I wasn't. Cloves have been used for centuries in traditional medicine, from Asia to the Mediterranean, not just for flavor, but what they do to circulation and nerve sensitivity. You see, inside those small buds is a compound called eugenol, a natural oil that helps open up blood vessels, improve oxygen flow, and calm inflammation. That means better nutrient delivery, better sensitivity, and yes, better blood flow where it counts. When blood flow improves, your body doesn't just perform better sexually, it also recovers faster, feels more energetic, and maintains warmth in your hands, feet, and, well, everywhere else. For men over 60, that's a quiet but powerful victory. After about a month, Richard came back. He had that spark in his eyes again. "Doc," he said, "I don't know if it's coincidence, but my mornings are different now." He grinned, half embarrassed, half proud. I smiled back and said, "That's not coincidence, Richard. That's circulation." What I love about cloves is that they don't just focus on one issue. They work on your whole system. They help digestion, reduce harmful cholesterol, balance blood sugar, and support testosterone production by keeping oxidative stress under control. And when your body's systems are in sync, your performance naturally follows. Now, before we go deeper, I always remind my patients, and I'll remind you too, to never go overboard. Just 2 cloves a day are enough. Crush them gently, steep them in warm water, or chew them after a meal. Too much can irritate your stomach. Like most powerful natural remedies, it's about balance, not excess. I know many of you watching right now are nodding along, maybe thinking of your own Richard moments. Maybe you felt that quiet frustration, wanting to feel youthful, confident, and alive again. You're not alone. Thousands of men your age are rediscovering what their bodies can do when they give nature a little help. If this message is striking a chord with you, do me a favor. Tap that like button, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. It helps us reach more men who need this kind of simple, real advice. And I want to know, does this idea of natural improvement make sense to you? Type yes in the comments if you'd rather boost your body naturally than rely on harsh chemicals. Or type no if you think it sounds too good to be true. I read every single comment to understand what you need most. Back to Richard. By his 3rd visit, he was a changed man. His blood pressure had stabilized, his sleep improved, but what stood out to him most was how much more alive he felt, not just in the bedroom, but in his day-to-day energy. "Doc," he said, "I walk taller now." When Richard first started taking those 2 cloves a day, he thought it was just another old wives' tale. But within weeks, something changed. His morning energy returned. His hands weren't as cold, and that sluggish feeling that had followed him for years seemed to fade. What he didn't realize then was that cloves were quietly working on one of the most important systems in a man's body, his blood flow and hormone balance. Now, let me explain this in plain, simple language, the way I always do with my patients. When you reach your 60s or 70s, your blood vessels don't stay as flexible as they once were. They become a little stiffer, a little narrower. It's like an old garden hose that's been left out in the sun. The water still flows, but not quite as freely. When that happens, the organs that rely on good circulation, including your heart and, yes, your penis, don't get the full supply of oxygen and nutrients they need. That's where cloves come in. These tiny buds contain natural compounds that help open up those blood vessels, improving circulation throughout the body. They also thin the blood slightly, which means your heart doesn't have to work as hard to get blood moving. It's like clearing out a clogged pipe. Once the flow improves, everything downstream starts performing better. But there's another secret behind cloves that many men don't realize. They help support your testosterone levels naturally. You see, testosterone isn't just about desire. It's about strength, mood, mental clarity, and energy. Yet after 60, testosterone production naturally drops, and the stress hormone cortisol often rises. That imbalance is what makes men feel tired, moody, or less confident in their masculinity. Cloves, with their antioxidants, help your body fight oxidative stress. That's that silent rust that builds up in your system over time. When you reduce that internal rust, your cells, including those in your reproductive system, can function more efficiently. Studies have shown that compounds in cloves may even help protect the testes from damage and promote healthy hormone activity. One of my other patients, George, age 72, came to me with low energy, poor sleep, and zero motivation. He said, "Doc, my wife says I've turned into a couch cushion. I just sit there and do nothing." We laughed, but I could tell he was worried. His lab showed low testosterone and high inflammation markers. Instead of rushing into medication, I asked him to start small, improve his sleep routine, add some walking, and chew 2 cloves a day after lunch. A month later, he sent me an email. "Doc, my wife says I'm back. I don't nap as much, I feel lighter, and my body feels awake again." That's what I love hearing, because it's never about a miracle fix. It's about giving your body the right tools to heal itself. Now, I want to pause for a second to talk to you directly. Yes, you, the man watching this. I know some of you might be thinking, can 2 cloves really make that much difference? It's okay to be skeptical, but remember this, your body doesn't need magic, it needs consistency. 2 cloves a day may not sound like much, but it's what they trigger inside you. Better blood flow, improved hormone balance, and a sharper sense of vitality. If this resonates with you, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It helps me, Dr. Nolan Easton, reach more men who might be struggling silently just like you once were. And tell me in the comments, do you believe natural remedies can still make a difference at your age? Type yes if you're open to trying something simple and natural, or no if you still prefer modern medicine alone. I read every single comment to understand what you need most. The real magic happens when you make this a habit. Chewing cloves or steeping them in warm water allows your body to absorb their oils slowly, calming your digestive system and improving nutrient uptake. That means the foods you eat start working for you better. Your body becomes more efficient at using what it already has, a sign of healthy aging. And when that circulation improves, you'll start noticing little things. Waking up more refreshed, feeling steadier on your feet, maybe even finding that spark in the mornings again. That's not just in your head, it's your body saying thank you. When George came for his next checkup, his blood pressure had improved, and his energy levels were through the roof. He told me, "Doc, I'm back to tinkering in the garage and I feel 20 years younger." And here's what I told him. "George, you gave your body what it was waiting for all along. Oxygen and balance." When I first explained to men that something as tiny as a clove can help restore blood flow and hormone balance, many of them look at me the same way Richard did, skeptical but hopeful, and I understand that reaction. After 30 years in men's health, I've learned that men over 60 are tired of empty promises. They don't want hype, they want proof they can feel. So let's talk about what actually starts happening inside your body once you make 2 cloves a part of your daily life. Within the first week or two, most men don't notice a dramatic change, and that's okay. Inside, though, your body is already adjusting. Cloves are rich in antioxidants and natural oils that fight the buildup of harmful free radicals. Those free radicals are what damage your cells and slow your circulation. By clearing that clutter, your blood starts to move more freely. You might notice warmer hands, lighter digestion, or just a general sense that you're waking up a little earlier in the day. By the third or fourth week, many of my patients report something they can't quite describe. They say, "Doc, I feel different, more alive, more steady." That's when the real transformation begins. Because better blood flow doesn't just help one part of your body, it helps every part. Your heart, brain, and reproductive organs all depend on the same network of tiny vessels. When those vessels open up, energy returns, oxygen levels rise, and even your mood lifts. Let me tell you about another patient, Harold, age 74. He came in complaining of low stamina. "I can't even mow the lawn without getting tired," he said. His blood tests looked okay, no major problems, but he admitted he was living mostly on processed food and coffee. So I suggested a simple daily habit: 2 cloves in warm water every morning before breakfast. 3 weeks later, Harold walked into my office looking 10 years younger. His cheeks had color again, his posture was straighter, and he told me something that still makes me smile. "Doc, I had no idea how much my circulation affected everything, even my confidence." He said his focus improved, he felt lighter on his feet, and his wife noticed too. That's the power of circulation. When your blood moves, your confidence moves with it. Now, some men think this is just about performance, but it's much more than that. Cloves help reduce internal inflammation, which means your arteries stay cleaner, your nerves function better, and your energy doesn't dip throughout the day. You'll likely notice that your sleep improves, your digestion feels smoother, and you don't wake up groggy anymore. That's because cloves gently balance blood sugar and calm your nervous system. Here's what's truly fascinating. When you reduce inflammation and improve blood flow, your testosterone can actually work better at the cellular level. It's not just about having higher levels, it's about your body using what it already has more effectively. Many men don't have a low testosterone problem, they have a blocked circulation problem. And when that's fixed, their drive, motivation, and clarity start returning naturally. I want to take a quick pause here. If you've been watching and thinking, "This sounds too simple," I want to challenge you. Try it for 2 weeks. Just 2 cloves a day. No supplements, no expensive treatments. Just nature. And if you believe your health can still improve, even in your 60s or 70s, hit that like button, subscribe, and tap the bell icon. It lets me know that men like you are out there, ready to take charge of your own vitality. And please, write a yes or no in the comments. Do you believe small, natural changes can still make a difference? I read your answers personally because your feedback shapes the advice I share next. Now, you might wonder, why cloves out of all the spices? It's because of how they work on your smallest blood vessels, the capillaries. Think of those as the back roads of your circulation system. When they're clogged, traffic builds up. Clove oil helps relax those tiny muscles around the vessels, allowing them to open up. That means more blood to your brain, your muscles, and yes, to your most intimate areas. Many men describe the change as subtle but real. They don't wake up one day feeling like a teenager again. Instead, they notice gradual confidence, a better response, stronger stamina, and a sense of youthful drive they thought was gone forever. And perhaps even more importantly, their partners notice too. One man, Robert, told me, "Doc, my wife keeps asking what I'm doing differently. I just tell her it's clothes and consistency." That line always makes me smile, because it's not about a secret pill or an expensive plan. It's about the quiet power of consistency. Every clove you chew, every glass of warm clove water you drink is like giving your body a small reminder. You can still do this. You can still thrive. When I think back to men like Richard, George, and Harold, men who came into my office worn out, doubtful, and quietly frustrated, I see a pattern. Each one of them had lost something far more important than performance. They'd lost confidence in their bodies. And what amazed them most wasn't just that 2 cloves a day improved their stamina or their mood, it was that such a small act gave them back control. By now you understand that cloves don't just fix one problem. They work with your body's natural rhythm, gently improving circulation, calming inflammation, and supporting hormone balance. But here's something deeper. When your body starts to work with you again, your mind follows. That renewed confidence ripples through every part of your life, how you move, how you speak, how you connect with your partner, and how you feel when you wake up in the morning. Richard once told me, "Doc, I didn't realize how much my happiness was tied to how I felt as a man." That honesty touched me because it's something most men over 60 never say out loud. The truth is, when you feel your body growing weaker, slower, or disconnected, it can quietly drain your sense of purpose. But when you start rebuilding from the inside with something as natural as a clove, you remember that you're still strong, still capable, still you. Let's take a moment to understand how that transformation unfolds. With regular use, the antioxidants in cloves keep your blood vessels flexible and your nerves responsive. That means stronger, more sustained blood flow, the very foundation of male vitality. Better circulation supports the tissues that control performance, but it also enhances sensitivity, so your body responds more easily and naturally. Then there's the hormonal balance. When your testosterone works efficiently, your energy rises, your mood stabilizes, and even your sleep deepens. These are the quiet victories that most men overlook. Waking up refreshed, feeling calm instead of irritable, and having energy that lasts through the day. That's because cloves gently balance blood sugar and calm your nervous system. I remember Harold's wife joining him at his last appointment. She smiled at me and said, "Doctor, whatever you told him to do, don't stop." We all laughed, but what she really meant was that she had her husband back, the man who smiled again, who initiated conversations, who held her hand at breakfast. And that's the part of the story that never gets enough attention. When men restore their health, they restore their relationships too. And I want to tell you something very important here. What you're doing isn't about vanity or youth. It's about longevity, quality of life, and dignity. Men often feel embarrassed talking about these things, but I always remind them, your body is meant to work well at any age. Age doesn't mean the end of vitality. It just means your body needs a little extra support, and that's perfectly okay. So if you've been watching this series, listening closely, and maybe feeling that spark of hope or encouragement, I want you to act on it. Start small. Take 2 cloves every day. Chew them, steep them, or crush them into warm water. Be consistent, stay patient, and listen to your body. The changes may start quietly, but they will come. A little more energy, better sleep, stronger mornings, and most importantly, a sense of balance returning. Now, before we wrap up, I'd love to hear from you. Has this message given you hope or encouragement? If it has, please tap the like button and subscribe to our channel. It helps me, Dr. Nolan Easton, continue to share simple, natural